What's up YouTube? Today I'm going to show you a quick video on how to tell if a female is ready to be stripped and how to strip a female cichlid. We're going to be working with African cichlids. They're the easiest cichlids to breed, and it's up to you if you want to strip your females, but today I'm going to show you how to strip the females. Thanks. All right, so to determine if a female is ready to be stripped, the females are going to get this kind of weird underbite, like this one right here. It just does not look natural. You can see that compared to the other fish in the tank, there's something going on in their mouth. That means that there's either eggs or free swimming little baby fish in there. So today we're going to be stripping this fish as well as I think this fish has something in their mouth. They don't look natural. This fish is not eating as much. That's another telltale sign. But the big thing is there's something going on in their lower mouth, and the fish is ready to be stripped. Oh man, look, we've got some breeding activity going on here. But anyway, moving on, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pull the fish out of the fish tank, and I will show you the rest. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to grab a small container, big enough to put a little bit of fish water in there, big enough to put your female in there, and big enough to have a small net in there. So here I have this Rubbermaid tub, very small, this is what I bring my lunch to work in. So it's just laying around. I'm gonna scoop some aquarium water into this. I want it about this full. Voila, step one is complete. All right, the next step is the most difficult. Now you have to catch your female fish that's holding and put them in that little tub that has the aquarium water in it. So wish me luck. There's a fish in here. All right, so now that you have your fish in the net, in the small container, in the fish water, here's what you're gonna do. We're using the net to have a good grip on the fish. So you can do it without the net if you want, but I've found that it's much easier to do it with the net to hold the fish. So this is a good grip on the female. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of put her head under the water like this. I'm gonna take a toothpick. I'm gonna open up her mouth with the toothpick. Underwater, ideally. Open up her mouth, and there's eggs coming out of here. I'm gonna let her have a second here. I don't know if you can see the eggs in there. Yes, you can. Give her a second to kind of chill out, and I'm gonna do it again. Just give her a little bit of a shake when her mouth is open. And there you can see a bunch of eggs in there. I'm gonna do it one more time. You gotta be very gentle. Do not squeeze the female too hard. The first time I did this, unfortunately, my female died shortly afterward. Be very gentle with the toothpick. Be even more gentle with how hard you squeeze her. I think I'm gonna put this female back in the tank now. I didn't get any eggs the last time I was doing that, so we'll see. All right, so now we need a place for the eggs to go. So I actually already had some eggs tumbling around in my tumbler. I'm gonna move these little fry to this breeder box that I have, and then I'll have the tumbler available. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your female back in the tank. So now we have 24 eggs. You can kind of see they're sort of swimming, sort of moving around, but they're definitely at the point where they need to go into a tumbler. If they're not in a tumbler, if you just have them sitting in the tank somewhere, they're gonna get something called egg rot, and they're gonna be not viable eggs. So these are definitely gonna go in the tumbler. They'll probably only have to be in the tumbler for about 10 days, but that's what we're gonna do. So this part requires a little bit of finessing on your part. As you see here, I've got my 25 fry from my last batch sitting in my breeder box. I'm gonna take the bottom part of my egg tumbler. I'm gonna take my eggs and I'm gonna make sure this part is underwater, and I'm gonna attempt to dump all of the eggs into this tumbler. Be careful here, because if you miss, the egg is gonzo. The fish in the tank are gonna eat that up so quick. All right, they're all in the tumbler. Now it's very important to make sure that this part stays underwater the whole time. I've got the top part of my tumbler here. I already have the air stone going because I already had some eggs. I'm gonna put this on here. Make sure it's secure, somewhat secure. And I'm gonna attach it to the little clip-on thingies. All right, so now I'm gonna quick go over the dynamics of the egg tumbler. As you see here, the eggs are bouncing around a little bit. That is because there is an air stone in the top of this. It's sucking water in there and making them bounce a little bit. I think all egg tumblers basically come with this apparatus, and then a little air stone, a small hose, and then a dial to let you determine how much air you want going in there. Right now, this is a little bit strong, so I'm gonna dial it back a little bit. Okay, now that's a little bit too weak. So I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit more. Maybe a little too strong there. I'd say you want them bouncing about maybe ½ an inch from top to bottom. I think this is probably about 3/4 of an inch. I'm gonna dial it back a little bit more once I get off camera. It's a little bit hard to do it with one hand. But yeah, now the eggs are tumbling. I would say these guys are gonna probably need to tumble for about 10 days before I put them into a breeder box similar to that. I will say that once when they're tumbling like this, they don't need any type of food or anything. Basically, they feed off the egg sac that they have. These guys, they haven't eaten anything at all, any real food anyway. They just finished eating their egg sacs, I'd say yesterday, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna feed them some of these Hikari First Bites. Some people use freshly hatched brine shrimp. I'm not a tryhard like them. These work fine. This is like a powder. Just throw a little pinch of powder in with the fry. They'll gobble it up and they'll grow perfectly healthy, perfectly fine. But if you have any questions about stripping a female, the process, egg tumblers, when a female's ready, anything like that, please feel free to just comment here. I will promptly reply, give you your answer. All right, so I have another female that's holding. I'm gonna give you another example of stripping the fry. I know this is kind of the most nerve-wracking part, but again, I've got a net here, kind of using it as a glove. I'm gonna try and grab this female with her mouth out. I have the female, her mouth facing downward. Oh yeah, there's eggs. Got 2 eggs out right now. Honestly, the more you do it with the same fish, they I feel like they understand what's going on. They put up less of a fight. Here we go. We got a bunch of eggs coming out now. I'm looking at maybe 20 eggs in here. All right, so like I was saying, there's about 50 eggs in here at different stages of development. I'm gonna give it a decent amount of bounce because there's still some eggs that haven't hatched yet in here. As you can see, the darker colored ones are already swimmers. The yellow ones haven't hatched yet, but they are about to hatch, I can tell you that. So this is about the right amount of hop, I think. Making sure all of them move every couple seconds, that's really the big deal here. I'm gonna be in a little bit of a predicament when the first batch are free swimming. I'm gonna have to kind of sift out the bigger ones and probably remove those and then let the other ones bounce a little bit longer. But that's for another day. I would say in a perfect world, I would have 2 egg tumblers. That's something I'll think about getting. But for now, fortunately, these two, all the eggs in here, they're gonna be the same species. They're gonna be a mix of canary yellow and platinum OBs. So yellow OBs basically. Some of them will be a little bit more platinum colored, but really they'll all be the same thing. They all come from the same dad, just the moms are slightly different. They're the same species, just one was a little bit more yellow, one was more platinum colored. So yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know.